Back in Syracuse as the Crunch gets set for the Belleville Senators. First game of the weekend for the Crunch. First of two against the Belleville Senators here inside the War Memorial Arena. On Countdown to Crunch Time, presented by Supercuts, I'm Lucas Favani with Crunch head coach Ben Groulx. Ben, it's the first game of the week for the Crunch. Last week, we know, 2 losses for Syracuse. A competitive game on Saturday against the Charlotte Checkers, but against a really good team, came up a little bit short. What did you see Saturday?
Well, like I already mentioned, it was. I thought we were in the game. We battled hard to get back from a 0-2 deficit. Game is 2-2. We had many chances. We had power play chances. Couldn't bear down. Then we did those mistakes that cost us a lot. But overall, we did much better against them than the first showing, but came too short again. But no, better showing, and we were in that game for at least 2 periods. The fifth goal killed us early in the third, but I thought we had a good week again. And like I mentioned, those guys are working hard. They're battling hard. And at one point it will translate in the game. And you mentioned yesterday after practice there's a couple of guys who are shifting over from the wing to the center position. Yes. Andy Andrioff, Boris Kachuk, and you talked about the challenges of that. What is in your mind the challenge of moving from the wing to center? Well, more responsibility in the D zone, obviously, more responsibility on every face-off. It's a big adjustment for a winger to move the center compared to center go to wing. So I have a lot of credit, a lot of respect for those 2 guys. Like when you go to them, they know the situation we're in, and they offer a challenge, and they prepare. They're watching video, they're watching centermen, they're watching face-offs. So it's good to see that. It's adversity, but it's going to make them better. It's going to make our team better, and it's important. That's a lot of leadership from both of them, and it's good to see that on our team.
What do you think, or what was it about those 2 in particular that you thought maybe those 2 can slide over to play center this week?
Well, you go around the lineup and you try to figure out. We try many other guys with not a lot of success. And I thought Andy did a great job last weekend to adjust to his new role. And you know what? You want to put the players in a position to succeed, and it's useless to put a guy in the middle if the guy's not comfortable at going there. If he's never played there, Boris played a little bit of minor hockey there, so in junior as well. So, like I said, he was up for a challenge, and we'll see how it plays out tonight. I think they can be a good line with BB and Carter tonight.
And you mentioned a couple weeks ago the competitiveness that you see out of Boris Kachuk. So how can that help him as he makes his transition?
It's big. Like a centerman's got a lot of freedom on the ice. He can support down low. He can play offensively. He's got a lot of freedom as well. So he's a guy that we expect to be a difference maker at one point at this level, and a guy that we expect to develop and become a very solid 2-way player, and one day play in the NHL. So I think it's an opportunity for him. I think he's got the swagger to do it. He's got the confidence in himself. He's not intimidated by that, and I think it's a great opportunity.
Crunch are getting set for the Belleville Senators. First of back-to-back matches between the teams here this weekend. Countdown to Crunch Time presented by Supercuts. We're with Crunch head coach Ben Groulx, and we've talked a lot, obviously, the last couple of weeks about the injuries. They just seem to piling on, and now the Crunch down. Eric Chernak, Oleg Sosanov not in tonight, but some good news back there is that Ben Thomas is returning and making his season debut tonight. It's been a little bit of a long recovery from him after off-season surgery. What do you hope to see from him tonight?
Well, he's got to skate. He's got to make sure that his awareness is on the ice, and for him it's skating, awareness, at keeping things simple. I think this is when Ben does that, he's at his best, and that's what we expect from him tonight.
What can he add to this lineup? I mean, it's his first game, so maybe moving ahead more and more, but what can he add to the lineup?
Hopefully excitement. Like, you go out there, it's your first game of the year. Some guy's going to be nervous, some guy's going to be excited. I hope he's a third-year veteran. Hopefully he's excited excited to play, and that excitement will carry in our room.
And we said Crunch are down 2 defensemen plus Cameron Gaunce, of course, still in Tampa Bay, but there's a guy up from Orlando, Nolan Veilleux, who will make his Crunch debut tonight. What have you seen from the week of practice from him?
He's a skilled defenseman, moves well on the ice, seems to pass the puck well. We'll know more tonight, but obviously he brings depth to our lineup. We need those moving puck defensemen on our back end. Hopefully, him and Benny will add that dimension to our game.
Yeah, how important is that in what you want this team to do? Having defensemen who can move the puck quickly and get ahead.
It's the key. Like when you watch the NHL, when you watch the AHL now, teams are going speed. They're going. They take the play fast dimension to another level, and we got to be able to play with that and to match the other team's intensity and make sure that our tempo is good enough to match that.
We're talking about the centers, of course, a few moments ago, and there's another one back up from Orlando, and that's Mitch Holtz, who played a game for the Crunch, was down in Orlando this past week. He's back now. So what did you see in that first game from him, and what do you hope to see now?
Well, he's a centerman, and that's one of our need, obviously. He's a big guy. And his challenge to play with pace. Like sometimes you're not the best skater, but when you push yourself, when you're a second effort hockey player, your game becomes faster. And this is the discussion we had with Mitch, and I think he's aware of that. And I think he wants to do it, so he's got a great opportunity this weekend. We'll see how it plays out.
Crunch are taking on the Belleville Senators. It is the first game of 2 back-to-back this weekend between the teams. Crunch played them 8 times last year, 6 times this year, but new head coach, a lot of new players. What can we expect from this new Belleville Senators team tonight?
Well, you know what? Troy is a good coach, and he brings a lot of experience, and when you watch them play, you can tell that it's a team that can move the puck. They're very creative offensively. They have set up plays on face-off, and they have a good power play. So it's a good team, and they just beat Laval on the road. Laval's a good team as well. So it's a good challenge for us. I think if there's a time that we can come together, it's this weekend. It's a good challenge, but this is the team we have, and I talked about identity yesterday, and I think it's a good time for us, good timing for us to come here tonight and show that we can take our game to another level.
All right, we're looking forward to tonight as the Crunch take on the Belleville Senators. This is Crunch head coach Ben Groulx. Ben, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
All right, thanks.